How's it going, everybody? We're gonna start. We're just gonna jump right into it. Yeah, I got the expansion War Within. World of Warcraft. It's kind of like a spur of the moment decision. I've had a good friend of mine really multiple times tell me I've got to play the game, and as always, I'm still looking for the perfect MMO. Or I'm sorry, not perfect MMO. I'm looking for the game that I can play for a long time and not get bored of. And yeah, I just spent the last X amount of months doing countdown stuff and looking forward to Star Wars Outlaws. And you see how that played out for us. So yeah, here we are. I'm just kind of tired of making videos for games that come out and they suck. So we're gonna give World of Warcraft a try. War Within, I've heard good things. I've seen some videos that talk about bad. Today we're just gonna focus on a couple videos, more informational stuff that's come out recently about War Within. We're gonna see what it is. I don't know much about it at all. I saw that there's seasons. I don't know if that's like paid for seasons or if it's just like we're just in this season and things change. And it's automatic if you're paying. I'm guessing if you pay monthly, a monthly subscription to play World of Warcraft, which you have to. Hey, what's up, Markinato? I'm guessing if you do that, then the seasons are probably free. Or like free. You know what I mean? Yeah, okay, first of all, don't mind the hair. I had to jump into really random. I had to jump into my parents' pool to take the rocks out that my kids had thrown into the pool so that the cleaner didn't suck it up and clog the pipes. So my hair went crazy. I had the nicest hair. I did my hair yesterday. It was slicked back. I was like really, I don't want to say sexy, but I mean, you tell me. No, I'm just kidding. Don't tell me anything. I'm wearing the same shirt. I'm freaking a mess. I need a shower. But let's get into after talking about my poor man, it's late. It's 1 a.m. By the way, while we make this video. So let's just jump right into it. Where are you? Ah, there you are. Party time. Here we go. So, the first video I want to watch tonight or this morning, whatever it is for you. It's from World of Warcraft YouTube account. It's called Raid Dungeons PvP and Delves. I don't know what Delves are. The War Within. And this was posted a month ago. You guys can hear this, right? I'll open up live chat right now. Give me 1 sec. Let me make sure Instagram is live. There we go. Sorry about that. Everyone's good. Everyone's happy. If you're on Rumble, I'll hop in and out of your chat as well. So I'll actually pull up Rumble right now. Okay, let's just watch.
Welcome to a special edition of Wowcast, and thank you so much for joining us. Launch is right around the corner, and today we are joined by a few incredible guests to share how dungeons,
Bethany
raids, and
Stout,
PvP
community
has evolved,
manager.
as well as new
Never seen
features
her
like
before.
delves and warbands. Please introduce yourselves.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. One thing I wanted to mention before we jump into this, as far as World of Warcraft, I am like the least professional World of Warcraft player ever. I'm extremely slow at everything, so I get left behind, especially when in groups that are like heading towards either max level or doing dungeons or whatever. I'm in the far right lane when it comes to World of Warcraft and playing. I don't know why, that's just how I am, so I'm very slow. don't expect anything crazy as far as like PvP. I love PvP. That's why I'm also very interested in starting to play WoW. Um, but yeah, keep your hopes really low, and then hopefully I surprise you. That'd be probably good. Um, and then also feel free to hop in and join or help me hold my hand through some of this. That's totally fine. I'm kind of hoping that that happens. Wink, wink. Like if that's you and you're like a pro and you want to help me out, like that'd be awesome. But yeah, I'm honestly just looking for a good time. I want a game that I can play. I want a game that I can love. My heart needs a game. Um, and I've played World of Warcraft. It's been how long was it since the last time I played it? It's probably been years. Probably 2 years since I last played, and then before that, probably like 10 years or something. I know I don't. I know I look like I'm 12, but I'm not. Um. So yeah. Um. Oh, and by the way, earlier I mentioned like that I wasn't doing good on hygiene. I just thought of the word. My hygiene is not too great right now. I need to shower. I need to shave. My hair is out of control, and I was just in a chlorinated pool, and it's okay. I just need to get this stream done before I pass out. Because it's 1 a.m. and I have 4 kids and I'm gonna die. Um, okay, so let's jump back into this. Hopefully we both learned something uh, from some of these videos. I have 3 selected, and then we'll jump into World of Warcraft a little bit. I'm not sure how much I'll be able to play, but we'll see.
Hello, I'm Laura Sardinia. I'm lead UX designer in the WoW team.
Hey, I'm
Oh, I love
Morgan
her
Day,
hair.
one of the associate game directors on World of Warcraft.
And I'm John Mark Campbell. I'm a lead gameplay engineer on World of Warcraft.
How has the team been
A lead
approaching what's
what?
waiting for players at max level for the War Within?
As we've been talking about, the content that players will be experiencing once they reach the end game, there's really been 3 main pillars we've been focusing on. The first
Okay.
is variety. We want to make sure that there's all kinds of activities for you to do, whether it be in the outdoor world or with some of our new features like delves that are really going to add some new variety for those players. Additionally, we
Oh
really
wait, I
want to
might know
focus
about
on
that a
progression
little
and
bit.
giving players new challenges to try to overcome in the end game. And finally, the story and making sure that that narrative is front and center. Now, whether that's tied into some of these features and some of the content that we built there, or maybe it's focused on the end game campaign that is going to be built out as players progress as well.
In-game campaign. Um, it's interesting. Because I have a film background. I have mostly a film interest, but I also have a film background. Currently working on a television project, which is really cool and exciting. Ignore me. I talk about random crap. And when people talk about games like this, like World of Warcraft, um, like he's talking about story, and in a movie, I feel like story is like make or break, like 100%. There's other things that can make it a make or break as well. I mean, some people will be like, "Oh, the music make or break. Oh, the timing make or break. The actors make or break." Um, I'm kind of blanking. Cause like there's incredible directors, and sometimes directing is bad. And what am I saying? I feel like in a video game, it's better when the story is good, but I don't think it's make or break. Um, for example, Diablo 4, the story was really good. The end game sucked, but I feel like if that was flopped, if the story was okay, but then the end game was incredible, I feel like Diablo 4 would have done better when it first came out. So that's just kind of an example. Um, so story is definitely beneficial, like what he's saying, and my mind goes to like, well, it's way more important in movies, but yeah, I don't know why I brought that up. Okay.
Something that I think is going to be really transformative and I'm excited about for the War Within is one of our major features, warbands. If you aren't familiar, this is a feature that really ties
They've had
all your
warbands
characters
before, right?
together. And really this is our opportunity to make sure that we're really respecting the time of the player behind the keyboard and
Thank
not
you.
constantly asking you to, maybe re-earn something on one character that you've already earned on another one. That's all changing with the War Within, which is really exciting.
Oh, that's cool.
Mark, can you
So
tell us
you
more about
get
the
something on one
significant
character, you
undertakings
get
that
it on
warbands
for all?
is about?
Yeah, it's no easy task to reimagine in a modern context what we've done over the past 20 years. I think, Morgan, at BlizzCon, you called this several features in a trench coat.
Yeah.
And it's very true. In a nutshell, it's really a philosophical shift in how we approach the game. Instead of being from a character focus, we're taking a step back and approaching it more from what the players accomplished over the entire time that they've played the game. Historically, we've added on pieces to individual systems from the engineering side to support features going into expansions. But if we could wave a magic wand and go back 20 years ago, knowing where we're headed today, likely we would have organized those things very differently from an engineering perspective.
Yeah, and I really feel like this is easily one of the largest undertakings that our engineering team has had to develop for an expansion. We always used to look at updates to future patches where like, let's make this a little bit easier for your alt to catch up or earn some progression there, where now that is something that we're really architecting from the forefront and really beginning the conversation with that.
I think when it's all said and done, every engineering sub-team is going to have touched this feature.
So what value do warbands bring?
It's all about being able to transfer stuff between your characters. If you have items that you want to send from one character to the other, you just put it in the warband bank. If you have currency that you want to send from one character to the other, you can just grab it directly from all the characters that are on your account. Or if you're a druid and you're going through one of the old raids and you get a piece of plate gear, your warrior can just equip it.
Yeah, one of the things I love about it is the shared renown, right? Like there's so much reputation that I'm
share
gaining across
renown
my
too.
characters that will all be combined and consolidated on one account-wide reputation there. There's a lot of fun stuff that also enables when it comes to like trying to find
Is anyone mad
more
about
variety
that?
in the way I approach
I feel like
the
I
game.
could
For instance,
imagine people
I
being
was
like,
leveling, I think my
that's
second
not
character in the beta recently,
realistic.
and I made sure to go out and turn warband questing on so that I saw all the quests that I already completed. It's a little bit less opaque, so it's kind of transparent. And that way like, okay, I've done that quest on one of my other characters. So I can kind of cherry pick all the reputation from quests that I haven't completed yet. Something else when it comes to, maybe gearing that new character, there's actually a new type of item called Warbound Until Equipped, or WOO. This is a new item that will drop in all kinds of endgame content, including things like Mythic Plus and Raids, where these will be bonus drops,
So you can
where they'll
pass
drop
it before
at
you.
slightly lower item level where you might have earned that reward, and then you can put that in your bank or send it to one of your alts, and actually once you equip it on one of your characters, then it will bind to that character. So the fact that it binds to the warband means we can be really generous with that gear as we're dropping for alts.
I imagine as part of
That's cool, right? Because, like you said, if it drops and it's a smaller level gear, it's not like, I just got to sell this. That happened a lot, I remember, in dungeons. Like, you'd get gear and it's just like, this would be so good for someone else that I play or whatever, different character. And so,
this overhaul that it's led to some unique challenges with the UI.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. UI revamp continues, and warbands was a great opportunity for us to revamp the character select. Last time we did a big
man, imagine how much work all of this has taken.
Shadowlands. So with warbands, we did a whole big user experience revamp there. We kept the right side list, but now you can drag and drop much easier your characters, and we have a favorite section there.
They're all
which
70s.
is really cool because they're all cross-town characters.
I
that you
think
can have.
F1's
So you don't need to be back and forth
And it's a
choosing
dragon
characters. They're all
board.
going to be there for you, very, very easy. And also the tooltips are all new. So now you just mouse over, and it's all there for you. So pretty great improvements overall. And also the new bank for your warband characters. So a lot of good improvements that we wanted to make sure it feels
So
natural to
only
players
your
and
top
it just feels great. That's
4
what a
are
good UI should
warband?
be. You know, so yeah, that's what we're looking for.
There's a lot of functionality out of that too. Like you can craft straight out of your warband bank. So you can just dump all that stuff in your warband bank, and one of your other characters who might be able to use that profession stuff will then be able to access it much more quickly. You don't have to mail it around, and it's really looking to streamline a lot of those experiences.
For our Mythic Plus
cool.
runners or dungeons, any kind of activity that
I've
requires
done
a group, we also
Mythic
revamped
Plus
that left
before,
panel, the little ear pane
but I
that you
definitely
push
needed
it
help.
out. You can now apply grade markers much easier. You can also assign different folks in your group to do so, which before wasn't that easy. And also you can change very easily as well the difficulty of the instance.
One of the other things I love that we added is hubs, right? So on the main map, there's often, as you are progressing in the end game, there's all kinds of content that might be really consolidated in one area, and sometimes it's like, oh, there's so much stuff here, and it makes the map feel like it might have a little bit of clutter on it. So we now have a way to kind of consolidate some of that.
The hubs, as Morgan was explaining, when you get in the War Within, you're gonna see this castle city icon that we're gonna have in each zone. And Dornagal is the biggest one. When you click on it, you can see the city map. And one of the technologies that we wanna add, the hub gonna prioritize for you what is the most important content for you to do. Of course, you can choose to do something else, but we wanna clean up the surroundings of hubs and main cities. So that's the kind of tech that we're looking into UI as well, and we want to evolve and get players' feedback. Also for the end game, we have a new type of quest that's called meta quests, but those are end game important repeatable quests, and then they are the classic exclamation mark, above the NPC heads, but it's blue because it reminds of the old dailies, but you're gonna have spikes around it, so that's like, oh, I should check this out.
This is not your
so
normal
the hub when
daily.
there's something available as a meta quest for that week, the hub will show that to players, so that's something that you should do. If you don't have too much time, you probably should prioritize those because they give very, very good in-game rewards. So that's the kind of technology that UI is trying to help players.
Yeah, that's really helpful.
You might be coming back, or you're veteran players, or you just want to, do the easiest thing for the week, and that's gonna be out there on the map for you, so you don't have to go back to the icon soup.
Are there any extra quality of life improvements to the UI?
Sure, I've seen a lot of the community very happy about the search bars. So we keep adding those. With Warbands, we have a search bar there as well. In Dragonfly, we had the search in the options menu. Professions, of course, if you're searching for something specific. Bags, we added that in Dragonfly, and the talents. But now, the spellbook is getting a whole revamp, and it's so good to have a search bar there. The spellbook looks beautiful now. Like you can have two pages.
You're just like flipping through like
you don't have
so
to
many
paginate
pages to
as
find
much.
one spell.
But if you really prefer one pane, there is an icon at the top, which is the collapse one. It comes back to the original classic size. So we know some players really love that, and we want to make sure that everyone is happy with the new spellbook. Having the time to
They
to
care
do all
about
that
us,
stuff makes
guys.
so
They
happy
care.
because we want to keep the classic WoW
It's
look.
about freaking
Even though it
time,
looks
right?
modern, but it still feel WoW.
There's a
and that's
reason
really
why
important
everyone
for us.
stopped playing.
Morgan, earlier you mentioned you want to empower players to play the way they want to play. How is that
this all
going to be
sounds so
approached
good.
in the new feature Delves?
Yeah, so like we've discussed, Delves are really bite-sized content, really targeted on those players who love progression in the outdoor world and maybe aren't so excited about going into group content or queued content. Something that they give
Hell
us feedback
yeah,
on is
single
that
player,
they
man.
really
I'm
wish that
always
there was a way for
I'm
these to
always
be a
alone
bit more
because I
difficult
mentioned
and
I
maybe
I
give them a
usually
bit of a challenge
am
too.
slower.
Delves, while the rewards might end at tier 8, so that the item level that you're getting stops there, the difficulty tier goes to 11. And when you reach that difficulty, there will be a hard mode version of Zekfir, which for people who might be familiar with some of those solo challenges like the Mage Tower of the past, this will be a new solo challenge for
no idea
players
what
to
that is.
really, try to tackle over time. And we imagine this is something that will take quite a bit of effort and,
My lore
progression to get
knowledge
to the
is
point where you'll
like
be able
a
to defeat
grain of sand.
Zekfir
I
at
don't
that
know the
difficulty.
lore
And
that well.
waiting for you, if you're able to do that, is a really
I mostly
awesome,
played,
unique,
like,
kind
in
of
high
voided
school.
out version of that
It's like
customizable
3
delve mount that you're going to be
expansions
rewarded
in.
with very early on in your delve progression.
Can you talk about the different varieties of Delves?
Yeah, so with delves, there's 13 delves in total, and something that we really
It'll
wanted
probably
to focus on
increase
was
that,
to
I
make sure
assume.
that each delve had multiple variants, right? So while there's 12 delves that you'll experience and be sent to, a couple in each zone, every time you zone in, we wanted to make sure that You know, it wasn't just some small tweaks here and there, like, oh, the spawning changed a little bit, or maybe there's some traps that look a little bit different. The actual objectives are changing. Sometimes the way you traverse through the delve completely changes. Maybe you're going to start at the end of the delve
It
this
sounds
time
like
and work your way
Diablo
backwards.
4
So we wanted to make
dungeons.
sure that these different variants were really distinct.
They
to
probably
each new
learned from
delve.
that. People
And we
hated
also
that it
wanted to make
was
sure
like
that,
so
like I said
similar every
earlier,
time.
with progression to be a large part of this. So there's a couple different aspects of that. For one, the Great Vault, which is something that a lot of our raid and PvP and Mythic Plus players are familiar with, is going to get an outdoor row with the War Within. So the loot that comes
Ooh.
from delves, we wanted to make sure that while it was bite-sized content, that doesn't mean it can't be really rewarding, right? So if you're able to, work your way up
Bite-sized
and defeat,
content, man.
level 8, which is where the loot
Dad
kinda caps
gamers
out at,
need that.
your Great Vault will actually
We
reward you with
we
items that are
appreciate you.
higher item level than you would get out of like a Mythic plus 10 end of run chest. So it's really good loot.
Yeah, it's really
and we
rewarding.
want to make sure that you're using that gear that you're in along the way to work through the different delve tiers and finally take the fight to Zekvir and by extension Xalatath as well, which also gets us into feeling like
I love her
delves should
eyes.
be a big part
Holy.
of our endgame story as well, and making sure that they're paying into this narrative of Xalatath and all of our epic heroes that we're experiencing along the way. Something else that we added in the UI for delves is, there's now a whole tab that exists for delves that will exist down with the adventure journal, where you can see Mythic Plus and see your seasonal journey there. Now when you go to the delves tab, you can find the Great Vault from there. You can also see Bran, who's your companion. You can change his spec and see kind of the progression there. So lots of fun UI additions and improvements that have made delves that much more fun.
Dude,
The
delve
team
sounds
has also
so
made
cool.
significant changes to the Mythic Plus
Cap
dungeons.
is
Can you
80,
elaborate
right?
more on that?
Yeah, so actually, not only is Mythic Plus getting some changes,
cap
but also the
is
core
level 80.
progression of dungeons is shifted quite a bit. So if you've been playing Dragonflight Season 4, you might have seen that Mythic 0 has actually gotten quite the facelift.
I
something
started
that we had noticed in the
Dragonflight, so
past
whenever
is
that started,
Mythic 0 was great for
that was
like
the last time I
2
played.
weeks of an expansion, and then nobody really needed to do it anymore because they had just progressed into Mythic Plus. So with the War Within, a Mythic 0 will be the equivalent of what, if you haven't played since Shadowlands, Mythic 10 might have been. So it's quite difficult and will be equally as rewarding. But we wanted to capture that audience of people who loved that feeling of the mega dungeons where there's still progression, but also there's no timer, right? So if that was something that maybe put you off from Mythic Plus, this is something that you can still do with your friends, and hey, you can run AFK if you need to in the middle of these. But for Mythic Plus itself, we really took a huge step back and wanted to do a major affix refresh. We have gone through multiple iterations of that on the beta. We got a lot
of this is
feedback
going
from
over
our
my head,
first
but
iteration
let's
of it and
continue
have really
listening.
pivoted significantly since then.
It was kind of neat because we had some players that said, we really like the direction of these affixes. These I don't know about. And then other players that felt the exact opposite. I'm not sure about these, but I really like this direction. And really what it helped us crystallize was we had multiple groups of players that wanted different challenges out of the same Mythic Plus system. Historically, affixes have been a one-size-fits-all approach to challenge and variety. But it was kind of a cool moment. Morgan came to the gameplay engineering team and was like, hey, we got this feedback. We have this idea for making affixes target different level ranges rather than applying to the entirety of Mythic Plus. And the design solution ended up being pretty elegant for engineering to implement. It was like this beautiful confluence of events where we were able to turn this around within, 2 weeks or something like that, and get the full revamped system back on the beta for players to test.
Yeah, it was really awesome to see kind of that all come together so quickly. So, what players I've seen now and what
Where
will
are we
be
at?
going live with The War Within Season 1 is a version where Xalatath
Curious
actually
about
plays a
PvP.
major role in the affixes, from the beginning up until level 12. And it's very much one of the goals we had to make sure that the story plays a part in all of our endgame content. So we really wanted to kind of
That's
achieve
cool.
that by having her kind of show up in your Mythic Plus dungeon and maybe throw some spells at you and mess with you.
We're coming up on the 20th anniversary of World of Warcraft this year, and if you're coming back from a break or if you're a completely new player, just learning the dungeons can be daunting on top of affixes and things like that. So this sort of granular way that affixes apply challenges to the dungeons allows players to engage with them in the way that they want to be challenged.
Something that we
like,
added in
it's
Dragonflight,
like
which is
Diablo
the
4
follower
dungeons.
dungeons are great for that because you can have NPC companions, which are not real players, playing
Really?
with you through the dungeon. And let's say you just changed to a new spec, you want to be a healer now, and I really want to try that first before really going to a dungeon with new players.
We know that players in dungeons often are afraid of trying out new specs. And with hero talents, there's different flavors of new combat for people to try out. And follower dungeons provide a way for you to just go in and feel it out and not be too concerned about how you're impacting other people.
Approachability has been mentioned a few times. How are we applying that to PvP?
Yeah, there's actually a new
that's
feature that
that last thing's probably pretty good for me, follower.
Feel it out
Right?
and not be too concerned about new specs. And with hero talents, there's different flavors of new combat for people to try out. And follower dungeons provide a way.
Follower dungeons,
just
bro.
go in and feel.
That might not be a big news for a lot of people, but that's huge for me. Like, I'm always worried about like how I'm performing for other people. Like, I don't think I've healed for groups that often because I mean that's like a really important part. I don't normally tank either, so I'm usually just DPS. Just because I can follow where the tank goes, I don't have to like guide anyone. I don't know. I think I think that's gonna be maybe something I do quite often is these follower dungeons just to make sure I'm up to par. Unless you guys want to play with me and you can just do a dungeon and be like, F it, it's easy, just follow our lead or whatever. Alright, let's continue.
Feel it out and not be too
PvP is up
concerned about
next.
how you're impacting other people.
Approachability has been mentioned a few times. How are we applying that to PvP?
Yeah, there's actually a new feature that I am personally going to play quite a bit, where you're going to be able to experience essentially rated battlegrounds. It's called Rated Battleground Blitz, which is a smaller number of players, and you'll be able to earn conquest and all the awesome rated PvP rewards while playing battlegrounds. Because we know there's a ton of people who love battlegrounds, but the jump into arenas sometimes might be a little bit scary. That is a much more smaller experience, and each little mistake counts for a lot when you're in an arena. Where in a battleground, there's a lot more going on. Usually they last longer, there's objectives. So we really are excited about that new feature. I know I have done a ton of,
That's
I know the
cool.
community calls them YOLO RBGs, where you can just do RBGs, don't worry about voice chat, you just kind of go in and play. I always love running into those, so having this feature will kind of take that place for me.
That
so I'll be able
sounds
to earn
nice.
my conquest early on in a season. I know we mentioned the Great Vault quite a bit earlier when we were discussing this. We actually got a lot of feedback from our PvP players that they don't love having to have the Great Vault be such a big part of their itemization and gearing journey. Not only does it add some potential randomization, right? Like maybe first week of the season you got a weapon and I don't, and that kind of can create some imbalance there. But also, like we're talking about accessibility, it can also cause problems where maybe you're a couple weeks into the season and you just now want to get into PvP, but there's no catch up on the Great Vault, so you can feel like you're permanently behind on PvP, and it's maybe the barrier to entry is a little too high for you to get into that. So not having that in the Great Vault actually solves a lot of problems for us, giving players more agency in how they're rewarded, and also we have much stronger catch-up on things like our conquest currency for PvP players. So we think that will be a big step forward for that audience, and hopefully inspire some people to check out PvP in the War Within.
Raiding is an integral part of endgame. How is the team approaching raids this tier?
Yeah, so Nerebar Palace is going to be an epic experience. Nerubians galore in there, and one of the cool new features
Why
that
did it
we're
have to be
introducing
spiders,
with War
bro?
Within is to play through the raid, or at least experience the ending with Queen Ansarak solo. So we wanted to make sure that for people who were really engaged in that story at the end game, but maybe didn't want to go into queued content or don't have a whole group to go into the raid with, they'll still be able to see that epic finale.
Oh gosh, it gets
Something else
closer.
that I think is really fun. There's a lot of variety
I don't like their
in
butts,
player
bro.
skill
Oh.
across all of our player types in the game.
I
And
just
we have a
got
lot of
chills.
difficulties for them, but even within a single raid,
That's-
there can be a lot of progression that you're experiencing. And with Dragonflight, we added a new item upgrade system where you could upgrade some of your gear. But some players also found that they might not be able to quite get over that hurdle on one of them, maybe the end boss or something that comes as the penultimate boss. So we're adding a new quest that will unlock about a month into the War Within, that every week you'll get a little bit more powerful. It's kind of reminiscent of like Hellscream's
Okay.
War Song back in Ice Crown Citadel, but you'll have to kind of earn your way through that progression. So not only is there awesome gear to be earned,
So it
as
gets
you progress
slightly
through the raid,
easier
but
because
we
you're
wanted to make
slightly
sure that
stronger.
for people who might take a little bit longer, there's some more progression along with just the gear.
Dude,
that buff's
thank you
applied
so
throughout
much,
your
dude.
warband, right? It's not just on the character.
Yeah, that's another really fun thing. Again, like that was something that maybe would have just been applied to a single character, but in War Within, that buff is across my whole warbands.
That's cool.
Dude, that's
While we are
dope.
talking about raids, I would love to bring it up, the self-highlight option, which I'm a huge fan. You can highlight yourself and persist that. But now you can even have an icon on your head that nobody can take from you. So that is awesome. You know, for players, I'm included, that I cannot find myself in the whole chaos of a great
Yes.
boss or even Mythic Plus. There's
Yes.
also another option that's called Show Silhouette when Obscured. If you have that on, there is a silhouette of your character
Under
between that pillar.
combat.
Let's say it's a pillar. So you see your character there. It
I always
says,
call those like the flag boss or the tree boss, where it's like, oh, the
Yes.
flag is in my camera. That's
Yeah.
really cool, Laura, and I love that. And you know, not only those
Wow.
cool options, but there's so much more to explore in the War Within.
Wow,
and
that's
I'm really
amazing.
excited
This
for our players to come on
technology.
this journey with us. Both players who have been with us all through
I'm sure
Dragonflight,
that makes
as
a
well as
huge
players
difference,
who
though.
might be returning.
Thank you so much for
Might
joining
be
us.
returning. We're
We
returning.
hope you enjoyed this look into endgame content, and we look forward to seeing you in Kazalgar.
August 26th it came out. Okay, so it's been a month. It's been over a month. I didn't realize. I was too focused on Star Wars Outlaws and
The War Within's out, and just like
Wasted
any
time.
expansion, there's a stack of things.
okay, 15 what I wish I knew before playing The War Within. Okay, let's see what this guy has to say. I'm not subscribed to him, but let's assume it's a good video.
The War Within's out, and just like any expansion, there's a stack of things you find after you've played the game for hours, and then you end up kicking yourself over losing some easy rep, easy gold, or just having a worse time by doing something the wrong order. So, the good news is, we've made all those mistakes for you, so here is everything that I wish I knew before playing The War Within. One, there's no
you.
rush here. The season doesn't start until September 10th, and no endgame is available until the first reset, and even then, the endgame that's available is just heroic dungeons and world events, and that means that you've got over 2 weeks to make your way through the expansion and to get some gear and get ready. Using our own numbers, right, it took Matt about 35 hours to clear the campaign, to do every single side quest in the game, every delve and normal dungeon, and that includes him also getting a second character close to level 80, capping on Weathered Crests and almost capping on Valor Stones, while getting pretty much all of the high value gear before the season starts. So what that basically means is, you have got time to stop and smell the roses, and thankfully, this expansion's level of quality
I
actually
think we're
deserves
past that, but
far more so than any we've had recently. 2, know your weeklies. So they're more spread out than they were in Dragonflight, and that just means you should be sure to not miss some of the less obvious ones when you're busy in your first weeks. Now, the special assignment world quests are major sources for gear and then keys for delves, and with those delve keys, those are basically used for the bountiful chests, right? But I would wait and use those in the season, because then in the season, you'll be able to do the delves at a higher tier. So save up your keys. The next thing then, there's a rep weekly for dungeons in Dornogal that is very easily missed, and there's a huge turn-in for the Ringing Deeps reputation. It's just one that has you flying around the place turning in wax. Now, the other weeklies that went live with the reset are basically the weekly wrapper quest that Faerun gives out in Dornogal, and then the world events that are marked on your map. So that is the Lamplighter reward in Hallowfall, Awakening the Machine in the Ringing Deeps, and Theatre Troop in Dornogal, as well as the Severed Pact in Azj-Kahet. Then, of course, for you crafters, there's also
damn,
your
this guy
Profession
knows his
Weekly
stuff,
quest, which
bro.
will start with the first reset. And speaking of Profession Weeklies, I've literally got one right now, and that's to pay our bills with the help of today's sponsor, boot.dev/bellular. So, Boot exists to teach you back-end development using Python and Go, and they really read the side quests seriously for you to check out first. 3, take your time and actually read the side quests seriously. This time they are really good. The world building and small personal stories go hand in hand to make these, well, side quests, it's what they actually now call local stories, basically exactly as good as their label. Like, they are local stories, they build up the world, they're really fantastic. And you'll be doing these anyway because they're actually a gigantic source for renown, so if you're going to be doing them, you may as well actually enjoy them. And hell, if you really want to know what to pay attention to, we have a tier list posted over at bellular.games as a part of our members content for the expansion. I'll drop a link down below. It's a spoiler-free tier list, and it's got waypoints to where each quest chain starts. Okay, point 4, resonance crystals. These are used for early gear. Now, of course, getting a nice bit of transmog from a renowned vendor is good, but I would say hold off. And that's because you'll pretty much need every resonance crystal you'll get, because the initial gear is pretty expensive. It actually costs 7,800 resonance crystals to pick up the first 3 epics of this expansion. Now, this is item level 584 gear that comes from getting renown 7 with the Council and Arathi, and then renown 8 with the Assembly. It's a real good source of early gear, and if you are blasting through the side quests, you will easily hit that level of renown. Especially if you think about point 5. Rares and treasures. These are actually huge for renown this time around, and if you want to do it properly, what you could do is grab Rare Scanner or Silver Dragon and then just kill anything that pings when you're going around the world. If you want, you can also pick up Handy Notes and just go and get any treasures in your vicinity. Alternatively, you can just import the pins from Wowhead's
I think I have
guides.
some of
You
those.
can do that using an add-on called Map Pin Enhanced. And the reason I say this is because every unique rare kill and every one-time treasure grants 150 reputation, and then each daily kill gives you a chance at a gear drop and then some resources. So definitely worth doing. 6. The campaign has got a bit of a soft level gate. If you just blast through the campaign, you'll end up in Azkahet, basically tickling the level 78 enemies. So what that basically means is you should do some of the side quests as you level up to make sure that you're level 78 by the end of Hallowfall questing, or better yet, do some dungeons, because, well, dungeons are point 7. They're insanely fast and a great source of XP. And here's the crazy bit. Do you remember the dungeon boosting that was going on in Mop Remix? Well, there's actually a similar thing here. The scaling means that level 70 characters are insanely powerful to the point where one strong 70 can just carry a whole group of higher level characters. It's mad. Now, you actually get about a quarter or
Scaling
a third of a
sounds good.
level per dungeon. So with a group just cycling out at least one main for a level 70 ult, you can blast through dungeons and you could be maxed in about 3 hours. And this is actually so strong that Blizzard turned off the 0 XP option for level 70s, meaning you can't have a tricked out level 70 ult that you purely use to boost your friends. The 8th thing for you to know is that Adventure Mode unlocks the intro skip, so if you want to do a dungeon on your level 70s but without doing the whole intro scenario again and again to unlock them, what you should do is hit level 80 and finish the campaign in at least one character. Doing that opens up Adventure Mode, and once that is opened up, you'll be able to go to Thrall in Silithus and basically immediately skip the intro experience of the expansion, and that will allow you to queue for new dungeons right away on your alts. Point 9 is a bit of a weird one about how
I'll probably have to
quests
come
and
back
map
and look at
filters
that.
work. So if you want a clean map, be careful. Number 1, there's a quest in Hallowfall called The Last Mage. Now, it's actually just a breadcrumb that leads you to another quest, but the odd thing is, if you pick up that quest rather than the breadcrumb and then just complete the quest chain, the breadcrumb will actually stay highlighted on your map. So it seems that's a bug that Blizzard should fix. And another thing to note is that if you're in the middle of a quest chain on one character, say side quest chain, and then you finish it on another character, it will still be there on your map on the first character, even though, of course, the completed and warband filters do exist. So if you don't want a map that's full of quest icons, then you should do side quests fully on one character rather than like doing partial completion and just picking them up on multiple characters. TLDR, if you have partial progress on a side quest, but finish it on another character, the only way to remove it from your world map on the first character would be to go and complete that side quest. Simply abandoning the quests won't do it and will still leave you with a world map marker. So I'd say, Blizzard, it would be really cool if you tidied up this edge case. The 10th thing is that the Lamplighter event in Northern Hallowfall can drop a mount. So basically, right, you farm spawning rares while completing bonus objectives and weeklies in the area. When you do this, your bags will be filled up with Lamplighter supply packs. If you open those, you'll normally just get some crystals, but they can drop a Lynx mount. Unfortunately,
Really?
it's just a ground mount, but it's definitely one of the easier mounts to pick up at the start. I at least know like loads of people who got it with their first batch of those Lamplighter satchels. Then point 11, and this is amazing, there's a Dornagal weak aura. Now, yes, this is not some sort of crazy Mythic Plus Dungeon thing, it's just adding labels to your map. And this really is a game changer at the start, where if you look at the city map, nothing is labeled, but maybe you don't know where the AH is, maybe you don't know where the bank or profession trainers are. Well, with this weak aura, they'll just be there, marked in your map, which is so handy. Okay, point 12. Cloth operates different in this expansion. It can only be found by tailors, and that means the cloth is in much shorter supply and therefore is worth quite a bit more. Now, it still drops off
Oh.
humanoid enemies, and that just means that if you have a spare profession slot, picking up tailoring when you first land in Dornegal could just give you a nice burst of gold from selling whatever the hell drops from you. I mean, people say that the skinning profession is easy because you just right click on things after you kill them. In this case, all you need to do is loot humanoids and you'll get probably thousands and thousands of gold. Point 13 is a lovely one. Would you like two 34-slot bags? If so, well, one of them is from inputting the code 3412 in the Kajakola machine found in the Ringing Deeps, and then the other one is just up here in Hallowfall. So, yeah, that's it. That's the point. You can just get two 34-slot bags. Now, if you're the sort of player that was exploring the map and finding all these things anyway, then you probably know that there's a lot of really nice lore items and books that are scattered around this expansion. And that brings me to my 14th point, and that's lore items. So number one, you should install the add-on Dialogue UI. Number one, it looks amazing, and loads of you have been commenting, like, what is the add-on you're using for your, quest interactions? Well, it's called Dialogue UI. Now, what's cool is that loads of the quest items and pickups have got a lot of work put in their item descriptions. I mean, you know the way you see Dark Souls players and Elden Ring players say that, oh, item flavor text is where the lore is. That's not quite to that degree in WoW, but what's really nice is that with Dialogue UI, and if you do the right options on it, you basically get this little pop-up whenever you pick up one of those items. And that's really nice because it means that that flavor text that would otherwise just be sitting in your bag that you'll never see, well, it's there and you can read it. It's a really nice addition to the game, as is a brand new add-on from Ellie that is really impressive called Lorekeeper. With Lorekeeper installed, if you pick up a text item in the game, it will store a copy of it so that, well, you can throw away the lore book or put it in your bank or whatever. The point basically is you'll have this lovely lore-like repository just built up with the add-on as you explore the world. It's a really lovely piece of work, so I highly recommend you check it out. And then point 15, the music is really good this time around. So turn your sound effects down a little bit, turn your music up, and close Spotify or YouTube or whatever, because this expansion has got some of World of Warcraft's best music in a long, long-ass time. It's especially great if you're just soaking in some vibes and doing the side quests. And as a little side tip, they've actually posted the music on like Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and loads of other places. So if you want to listen to the expansion soundtrack, Blizzard have made it real easy for you. Okay, that's it for the quick tips. Of course, many more videos will follow, so
Thank you, thank you.
Hello there and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to
I don't know if I have the energy to watch another one. This one's called The War Within Season 1 Overview, Everything You Need to Know. Alright, I got
talk
energy.
about
Let's do
the
it.
War Within Season 1. And in this video, we're going to go through everything you need to know about this brand new season, what's coming, what's changing, what should you be doing, all that good stuff. But before we jump into that, guys, I do want to shout out my Twitch, twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me stream World of Warcraft, War Within, all that good stuff, I'm over on twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. Right, so yes, Season 1 of the War Within is
Every single
fast
day, damn.
approaching. This season is going to be a little bit different to what we're used to. It's kind of going back to an old school feel with the return of a heroic week. So with that, let's talk about the dates and what is coming during those dates. So on
Anything
September
in
10th or
October?
11th, depending on your region, this is going to be Heroic Week. This will be the official start of the War Within Season
these all a
1,
month old?
with normal and
3
heroic
weeks.
raid difficulty being unlocked, along with Raid Finder Wing 1. Also, during this week, you will no longer be able to queue in for the War Within Heroic Dungeons. The only option you'll have is the new seasonal ones. However, as of beta, it does seem like we can still run those non-seasonal ones. You just have to create the group manually and run into
Is it
them
a beta?
manually. So, yeah, the queue system will exclusively be War Within Season 1 Heroic Dungeons. You will also be able to access Mythic Zero dungeons, however, these will be the seasonal ones, so dungeons like the Rookery, which isn't in the season, will not be accessible until potentially Season 2 of the War Within. So Mythic Zero will just be those seasonal dungeons, which we'll talk about in a minute. Also new for the War Within, Delves will be getting some more unlocks. From Heroic Week, you'll be able to access and unlock the new tiers from Tier 4 to 11. Also, the Delver's Journey will unlock. More specific details on delves later on in the video though. On this week, you can also expect the world boss to start spawning, PvP Season 1 starting, and the Great Vault being active, so you can start working towards
Trying to
that.
stretch my
1 week
legs.
later, on September 17th or 18th, depending on your region, this is when the Mythic Raid will begin. With the Mythic Raid opening, of course, this will be the
all
beginning
this,
of
not
the
that it
Race to
matters.
World first event over on Twitch, with each of the guilds having their own broadcasts, which is going to be very exciting. You can also expect Mythic Plus dungeons to open this week, with Raid Finder Wing 2 also opening, and the brand new story mode version of the raid will also open. Will just be a kind of hand-holdy way to show you the story of the final boss of the raid, so that's a new feature in the War Within. And then finally, on September 24th or 25th, depending on your region, the third wing of Raid Finder will open. So those are the important dates to know for Season 1 of the War Within. So let's talk about those things I just mentioned. Seasonal dungeons. So in Season 1, the dungeons you can expect to do in Heroic and Mythic 0 and Mythic Plus difficulty will be Arakara, the City of Echoes, City of Threads, the Stone Vault, and the Dawnbreaker from the War Within.
Okay. All important stuff, but I just want to play the game a little bit. I'm literally probably just gonna like jump around, get a little taste. Let me get you guys pulled up here. Bad boy. Here we go. Okay, so it's marked as favorites. They should rename that. I was in here earlier. I wanted to make sure that my camera looked good, but I didn't know what any of this was. So I only have 170, which is an evoker. I really like Druid, I really like Hunter, and I want to play Paladin more, so I moved him up in here. So I might boost him. I have 5 level 60 boosts and 1 level 70. But let's just go in on my 70 so we can see like the new stuff.
Come! You'll feel my fury!
What's up with the music?
I have many lucky tools you like.
Stop, move it. See, I look like this.
Good fortune to all friends of the drummers.
What is it? Oh, I'm under the spell of the Heartsbane Coven. Ah. I think I look good. Alright. When I first popped, I hopped on this character just before I started streaming. When I first came in here, it said, do you want to go to Orgrimmar to start Warband? Returns you to Valdraken. Speak to Innkeeper in a different place to change your home locations. Oh, this is my new Hearthstone. Oh. Dude, it's been a while. Oh wait, no, I have to put this. Do I have to put this in here? Or here? Okay. PvP talent slots available? Did that say PvP? These are just talents, right? 30 Devastation, 31 Evoker. I have no idea. I'll look at this later. I did accept the quest though. War Within. Quests you have already completed with another character are hidden from the map, and their NPC quest indicators are faded in the world. You can change this setting here. Okay. Go to Silithus to talk to Thrall about the vision spreading across Azerith. Oh, it's down here? Wait, what? Man, I'm already... It's happening. Is the vision being seen across? Meet with Silithus. We must ask Azeroth's speaker what this vision means. Go to this guy to talk with Thrall about vision spreading across Azeroth. Okay. Where the hell is he, though? This is where I always freaking struggle. I'm like, okay, show me where he's at. Okay. We're within. There needs to be a... Okay, show me where. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's on the map now. Sweet. Can I fly? Whoa! 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 He's not stopping. Dude, this mount is crazy. Can we not hover anymore? Oh wait, flight is different, right? Wait. Or is it just this mount? Oh, is it all... Is flying completely different, like game-wide? So like if I open this armored bloodwing... Oh, what is it? Alright, he wants to mess around. I don't remember anything. How do I dismount? Damn you! Fight him! Oh, those are his controls. How the hell do I get off? Do I have to click it? Oh, okay, so all mounts are like the same now. Alright, hopefully I don't die, because these guys look tough. Oh, damn. Weak. What is it that it sees? Interesting. Alright.
Bleed for me.
I remember Dragon... Pardon. I remember Dragonflight, the flying... I mean, everyone praised it from what I remember, and yeah, it definitely deserved the praise. How far must I go? I could probably fast travel there, but let's just fly. I don't want to figure it out, or try and figure it out and waste time. We're already flying there. We're gonna do this first quest. I want this to kind of go away. But whatever. I need to get better at getting my... I think there's flight skills so you can get your... Oh yeah, I forgot what these do too. what you could spend them on. Coming back slowly. Alright. Oh, there's the giant sword. Damn. Yeah, we gotta talk to him about his vision. What have you been seeing, boy? Yeah. Oh, we see a freaking. We see the point. Did I die?
Vision. You
Oh,
saw
that
it too.
scared the hell out of me,
They're
bro.
growing stronger. Loktar.
Thrall, play movie. Remind me of the event so far.
From the moment the Dark Titan Sargeras plunged his colossal blade into our world, crucial events were set in motion. Magni Bronzebeard heard the cries of Azeroth, giving up everything to answer her call.
Since being wounded by the Mad Titan, Azeroth has been crying out in pain.
As her dutiful speaker, he rallied the champions to her aid, and ultimately to confront the return of the old god, N'Zoth. It was during this conflict that Xal'atath, a mysterious entity of the Void, made a deal with N'Zoth, freeing her from the cursed blade that bound her essence within.
Honor our bargain. Free me to find my own fate.
After she vanished into the darkness, N'Zoth was confronted by the mortal champions and destroyed, ending the old god's reign of terror. But they were not the only malevolent force with its eyes set on Azeroth. For soon, the sky was sundered, the Shadowlands split open, and our heroes were pulled into the realm of death itself.
Go, champion! Go!
It was there that Anduin Wrynn endured the worst. Captured, tortured, and through dark domination magics, forced to commit terrible acts against his will.
I'm afraid that if I call on the light, it won't answer.
Scarred and shaken by his experience, he vanished, his whereabouts unknown.
Really?
After the threat of the Shadowlands had been
Or
quelled,
just at this
the
point in
dragons
time
of Azeroth
that they're talking about.
returned to their ancestral homeland. It was here that the primal dragon, Iridikron, broke free of his prison, and in pursuit of vengeance upon the Titans who he felt had stolen our world, he secured an ancient, powerful artifact, the Dark Heart.
When the Titans come to reclaim their prize, I will be waiting.
As word
What
of
race
this
is
new
he?
threat
That looks
started
cool.
to spread, people began experiencing strange visions. The Radiant Song.
It's being heard all across Azeroth. The Council doesn't know what to make of it.
It was then that Illyria Windrunner, a deadly huntress who had harnessed the powers of the Void as a weapon against the darkness, was summoned to investigate.
We still don't know what this Dark Heart relic is capable of, but we do know it's in the hands of someone called the Harbinger.
It was not long before Illyria discovered the Harbinger's true identity. Xalatath, the mysterious figure, was once again on the move. While neither Xalatath nor the Dark Heart could be found, her mentor, the enigmatic Locust Walker, issued Illyria a dire warning.
The radiant visions you spoke of are the very same my people had before our world was consumed by the Void Lord Dimensius.
Could Xalatath be seeking that same fate for Azeroth?
You must find a way to stop her. If you cannot, then Azeroth is already doomed.
Okay.
Well met. Let honor guide your path. Together, let's hope Magni has some answers.
I hear no one's seen him for a few years.
He'll be there. He has to be.
We're using it.
Magni, we've been trying to
If this is about the visions, I'm nae interested. Leave me alone.
Azeroth needs its speaker, and so do we.
Oh, I'm dumb.
For Azeroth.
What? Touch these? Got it.
Speaker of Azeroth. She hasn't been speaking to me. After all I gave, she left me like this. Unable to feel the warmth of my kin's embrace. So, let's be clear. I'm doing this for all of you, not for her.
Okay.
I'm speaking for no one these days. Azeroth, speak to me! What are you trying to tell us?
I'm dying!
I can hear her voice! I can see it! The place she's calling us to!
Where, Magni? Where must we go?
It's called...
Magni!
He's alive, but barely.
We don't get to find out where.
Dalaran. Another home lost to war. Hopefully we can revive him. Meet us in Dalaran when you're able.
He tried to commune directly with Azeroth. It seems the strain was too much.
Oh, Da. What have you done to yourself this time?
Be mindful of your duty.
Best mind your manners in the presence of a queen.
Oh, you'll likely find Dagran with his nose in a book. It's why he insisted we come to Dalaran.
Have you seen these new tomes, Uncle Bran? They must be from Drenton's library.
Don't do anything.
I hope Grandad's all right. I never got to spend much time with him.
Don't worry, lad. Magni's made of stern stuff. Pardon the pun.
Okay.
Inquiring minds just got to know. Keep your eyes on the horizon.
I dismiss you.
Speak.
Father. Kaz Algar. The Titan installation mentioned...
Aye, lass, but I saw...
And it may now be in danger. We must convene the council.
And the name. Kaz Algar. Even now I'm bound to serving Azeroth.
It is a world of wonder. Let's get to work. Always. Once more, Dalaran is called to the aid of our world. Magni?
Azeroth showed me a vision of a city in flames in the ancient lands of Kaz Algar. Her voice was desperate. We must act quickly.
Archmage Drendon has proposed, and the council agrees, that we bring the full force of Dalaran to this Kaz Algar. Make ready, our people, and prepare the city for teleportation. Whatever lies ahead, we will face it together.
Okay.
Ah, good to see you.
That's cool. So as I collect things, it's gonna go in these places. Woo! Getting sleepy. Alright, well.
Loads of forgotten knowledge are within our grasp.
Is there more?
Hello there. You're always welcome. If Kaz Algar is under attack, we must prepare for the worst.
Is that a
You'll need to
transmog?
perform the strengthening spell in key locations. The wand will do the rest.
Mystic bird hat. What? I don't see no Mr. Bird hat. Here we go. We got a transmog right here.
Punches, lucky doos and rope.
You look like a freaking healer, bro. Ooh, a purple cape. No, I didn't even try it. Whatever. Why are there two hearthstones over here laying on the ground? Weird. Man, I'm falling asleep already. Alright, well, that was fun. We learned a lot. There's new stuff. We're gonna play this more. I look pretty damn good, gotta be honest. Dalaran, Broken Isles. Okay. Not too shabby. Alright guys, that's it for now. Just wanted to get updates, understand what was going on. So, basically, you know, when a new expansion comes out, it's like, oh, new race, new this, new that, new class, or mostly class and race are like the big ones that I like to see, especially, you know, when I'm regularly playing. But this is all good things. This is all really good things. I will, I might play some offline, just for like a few minutes here and there. But I do plan on streaming this every night. So this will be an interesting time to be a WoW player. So, yeah, sorry guys, got too sleepy to play anything. But that's okay. We got time. I'm curious what happens after the first couple weeks. I think that's just how they release stuff. And now we're like, everything that's in season 1 has been, you know, made available, and now you can just play season 1 until season 1's over. Is there a season 1 like professions, talents, spellbook? What's that? Warband achievement. Oh, interesting. Guild. Am I in a guild? Ooh. Whoa, look at that mount. Holy hell, that's huge. What's my biggest mount? I don't even remember. Probably my favorite one. Evil Bat. Alright, anyways guys, thank you so much again for hanging out. We're just gonna hop off here. Hopefully you learned something about the War Within and its first season. It sounds like we're about a month in. And the final release, or the final, they kind of like, they did this with, what is it called? What they're doing with Classic Discovery? Dang it, man! I hate being dumb. Season of Discovery. Where they're doing the same thing here in Retail WoW, where they kind of like trickle things out, so it's not like day one you have, you know, everything's there.
Stop, browse.
I don't. Oh, is this just what I want to dress as, but I haven't done it? I think I look fine, honestly. What the heck? I see. Let's see if he's still over here. Don't worry.
Oh, I have just the thing, Wanderer.
I have just the thing, Wanderer. This looks like a healer. Purple looks good. Just got all this from getting the expansion, so I'll just put it on. $300. Damn. Oh. A crown? Is that just crown? Crown of the righteous. I think I'm gonna do that one. That's so funny. Did it come with a weapon engine? Alright, I think we'll keep that the same. Oh, cuffs. Cuffs. Important to have cuffs. Oh shoot, no. I was going to, I swear. Yeah, I wanna switch it. If I could. Oh wait, there's a transmog here. That's inside. Let me in. There you are.
I foresee a mutually beneficial transaction.
Okay, so do I want any of this? Maybe just that one. Oh yeah, I wanted the crown. 100%, 100%. We are dressing like the king. Oh, word. Okay. Marcanato came online. Damn, bro. Marcanato, I'm going to bed. Chabs, what's up, dude? I don't know how old that is, that message, but I appreciate you stopping by. I'm like exhausted. I'm so tired. So I'm just messing around before I get off. We're making sure that we look like a king. Aha! Yes. This is good. Yeah, litter. Oh god. 300 gold for this is cheap. 300 gold to look like what I deserve to be? Finally. Some recognition. Wait, can I change the color? Or was that... wait.
Greetings.
Oh, this is the enchanting trainer. I don't think... wild enchantment.
Be careful.
What can I buy from him? Collect the appearance of Crimson Sentinel. Oh gosh. Oh goodness, what are these? Trial of Style token. Oh yeah, you do those like outfit competitions. Dude, I'm gonna do it with my current set. Okay, how do I do that? How do I join? Trial of Style. Where's the Trial of Style sign-ups? Do you guys have the sign-up papers for Trial of Style? Sorry guys, I've not paid attention to chat. I don't know how old that is.
Welcome.
Hey. Where? How to do the Trial of Style. This is important to know. What is this? Huh. Is it something? Oh wait, no. Emperor Trial of Style. It was in their freaking area, right?
What brings you here?
You just sell stuff.
Looking for something specific?
You're not part
Farewell.
of this. You.
Shall we get down to business?
Aha. Wait, what does the weapon look like? Your puppy is scratching itself in front of me. If you could tell it to stop, that'd be appreciated. Anyways, dude, how do I join?
What brings you here?
Don't tell me it's this guy.
Good luck, friend.
Gotta be around here, though. Relative style. Without clicking on him. Yeah, how do I do trial of style? Are you activating the ads manually? No, I'm not. Are ads popping up a lot? I'm gonna Google this. Jason Hayes, that's me. 100%. To enter the trial of style, you must speak to a transmogrifier at one of the cities. The vendor mount transmogrifier does not give the option to enter. Oh. That's not. Doesn't give me anything. Trial of Style is a micro holiday event in which players gather 6. Oh, I guess it's only holidays, special event, and such. Sorry about that. Now what the hell am I supposed to get?
Elune Adore, may the stars guide you.
What's my go-to mount? Where's my mounts? Mounts. Oh, yeah, that's new. From Diablo 4, the fearsome beast ridden. What? Holy hell, I'm gonna switch that out. No way. Dude. He can fly. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay. Big bear. Swift shore rider. Nice, nice. Damn, bro. Just looking at him. Can this one fly? Hey, my jokes are so good. I remember this was like one of my first favorites. I was like, dude, this is so cool. It's Pegasus. Now look at me. This one's so cool. From Diablo 4. Hounds, right?
Step right up. Behold the amazing magical talents of the great Akazemzarak. That's me. How you doing? Time is mana, friend. Don't like the show? You can kiss my sparkling enchanted posterior.
Fine. Alright, where are these other things? Too big?
You will not find a better bargain.
Aha.
I am honored. Till next we meet. Can I assist you?
What?
Be careful.
I'm a little confused. Oh, never mind. Got it. Definitely more for me to get. Where are they?
State your business.
You need something? Have a good one.
You wish to speak?
Herbalism?
May the eternal sun shine upon thee.
Have anything ancient to trade? Needs to be at least 2 centuries old. If you find anything exotic, bring it to me.
Sorry guys. Meet the team.
find me wherever the action is.
Alright, guys. Thanks for hanging out. We got the cool transmog. We look like a king. Let's go to here. We can see what he looked like. Wait. Can I switch him? All your characters show up in your warband character list across all realms. Well, there you have it. I appreciate you guys so much. Have a great one. Good night. I'll see you all